Welcome and thank you for joining our Keeping Payments Moving in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. My name is Natalie and I'm from the Institutional Banking team in Australia, and I'm delighted to have you here as we explore how to make the most of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking platform. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm joining you from Perth, Western Australia, the lands of the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation. I also extend my acknowledgement to the traditional owners of the lands where you are joining us from today. I pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging, as well as to any Indigenous people joining us from various regions. Our training webinars are designed to help you unlock the full potential and get the most out of ANZ Transactive Global, our digital web and mobile banking channel. Through a single interface, you can efficiently manage your banking services, including cash management, trade finance, loans, commercial cards, foreign exchange, and data insights. Payment errors and delays can create unnecessary rework, risk, and operational pressure. Today's session focuses on practical process and setup changes to prevent errors before payments are submitted, reduce approval delays, and identify issues early. And this webinar is suited to users involved in creating, approving, or managing payments and administrators. Today we'll be using our new look interface, which started going live progressively from the 27th of July. Following today's session, I would encourage you to view our ANZ Digital Services help page for further information on the topics discussed, as well as revisiting our previous webinars, and I will show you how to find these at the end of today's session. While the Teams chat function is disabled, you can submit your questions via the Q&A tab, which is located at the top of the screen. My colleagues are online and will answer as many questions as possible throughout the session. Additionally, today's webinar is being recorded, and in the coming days, the video and a copy of the question and answers, including responses to any unanswered questions, will be published on ANZ Digital Services Help, so you can review or share the session with colleagues who couldn't attend us live. And the last thing before we start, this session is being conducted using a training environment, which means some of the screens and system behaviour may appear a little different to what you see on your live ANZ Transactive Global site, so please keep that in mind as we go. For anything outside of ANZ Transactive Global, we will show screens from ANZ Digital Services Help. To start today's webinar, let's navigate to the Payments menu in ANZ Transactive Global, specifically the Current Payments submenu. Before we look at ways to reduce errors and rework, it's important to start with the payment visibility, and the Current Payment screen gives you a consolidated view of all payments and their status, helping you quickly identify anything that needs attention and keep payments progressing. The Current Payment screen provides you with a list of payments that are yet to be sent for processing, as well as those that have been processed within the last 30 days. This screen can display up to 10,000 records per page, and if you have more than this, you will notice the previous or next buttons at the bottom to move between the pages. To help keep payments progressing, there are a few key indicators on this screen I'd like to highlight. The first column is the Payment Alerts column, and here you may see an alert icon, indicating that the payment requires attention. Some examples of an alert message will include the payment is a possible duplicate, the payment has been modified since its creation, or beneficiaries within the payment have been updated. Select the payment to display more detail about the alert. In this example, the alert indicates this payment has been modified since it was created. So scroll down to review the payment details carefully. And as you can see, the same beneficiary has been added twice. Make any required changes and then resubmit the payment for approval. The second indicator I would like to highlight is the status column. And as a payment moves through the workflow, its status will change based on the actions taken. You will see these updates reflected in this column, and this makes it particularly useful for identifying where a payment is in the process. As you can see, there may be many payments on this screen, so to make this a little easier to locate the payments that you are interested in, there are a few ways you can adjust the view. You can click the status heading, and this will reorder the payments alphabetically based on their status. You can click Filter from the control bar, and in the context field above status, you can type the status that you're interested in. For example, if I type pending approval, then all pending approval payments in that status will populate. Or you can click Group from the control bar, followed by Status, and this groups payments together by their status, making it easier to identify items that may require attention. The third indicator I would like to remind you about is the use of the View drop-down in the control bar, and this can help you tailor your view. The default view is All, but other options available are My Payments. This will display the payments for which I am the creator of. Payments for my action. This displays payments with one of the following statuses: Needs repair, draft, approver rejected, or pending approval. Payments for my approval. If you are an approver, this will display all payments with a pending approval status. Needs rate. If you have the get rate permission, any payments pending a cross-currency rate will display. Payments for repair. This will display payments with an error and require repair before they can be approved. And rejected payments. This displays all the payments that have been rejected, and this can be both approver rejected or bank rejected. I would also like to remind you that any changes you make during this or any of our pages can be saved for next time you log in by clicking Settings, in the control bar, followed by Save. These simple tools can help you quickly identify payments that are stalled, awaiting approval, or ready to progress, which is key to reducing delays and follow-up. I have now referred to the status of a payment several times and would like to now take you to an article in ANZ Digital Services Help that explains each payment status in more detail. So from the bottom left, click the question mark icon, followed by Help Centre, and this will open ANZ Digital Services Help in a new window. ANZ Digital Services Help is our online self-service database of step-by-step guides, instructional videos, and frequently asked questions for our digital channels, including ANZ Transactive Global. ANZ Digital Services Help is made up of 3 segments: Search, Popular Articles, and Browse by Topic. So scroll down to Browse by Topic and select the Payments tile. And in the Overview section, select the Payment Status article. Here you will find a list of our payment statuses, along with a description to help you understand what each status means and what action, if any, is required. So while we're in ANZ Digital Services Help, there are several additional articles in this payments overview topic that's designed to support you with reducing errors or delaying payment processing. So let's briefly now take a look at the Payment Parameters article. Payment parameters refer to the specific details and conditions that define how a payment is processed, and these can vary depending on the payment type and the geography. Examples of payment parameters can include maximum transaction value, maximum number of beneficiaries per payment method, maximum number of days a payment can be future dated, maximum number of attached supporting documents, invalid characters to avoid using in specified fields, and debit methods by payment type. Being aware of these parameters helps reduce rejected payments and unnecessary rework, particularly for high value or high volume payments. Another article I would like to highlight is our processing and cut-off times. And this also is found in the payments overview topic. And again, cut-off times vary by geography and payment type. So select your geography to view the detailed breakdown of each payment type. Have you noticed that the payment cut-off times are visible in ANZ Transactive Global? Let's navigate back to ANZ Transactive Global, and this time select Create the Payment submenu. Click the payment type, followed by the debit account. Select the payment method, and the cut-off time will display to the right of the value date. and this is the time the payment needs to be in an approved status and submitted to the bank for processing. Referring to these cut-off times before you submit a payment helps avoid missed deadlines and keeps everything moving as expected. If you need to check or adjust your time zone, you can navigate to your user settings in the bottom left, which will display as your initials. Click Settings. Navigate to the time zone and select your time zone from the drop-down. Any changes made will save automatically, and this will ensure times will display as your local time. Click Dashboard from the main menu. As you transition to the new look ANZ Transactive Global, your dashboard will display your existing workspace content. If your previous dashboard did not include widgets, you can choose to add widgets that are relevant to your needs. To keep on top of your payments, we have two widgets available: My Approvals and Status. My Approvals allows you to see payments that are pending approvals and other tasks that need your attention. Status tracks status and workflow progress for your ANZ Transactive Global site. The widget content can be customized by selecting settings in the top right and turning on status or approvals as required. The red or grey counter in each widget identifies the number of items for that option, and you can click the option to view the menu where those items exist. You can also use our payment tracking feature in ANZ Transactive Global to track where your payment is in the process, helping you identify delays early and reduce the need for follow-up or investigation. To view payments available for tracking, we'll now navigate to a different training environment. Select Payments, followed by Payment Tracking submenu. This feature is available to our customers in Australia for international and real-time gross settlement or RTGS payments, and New Zealand for international and same-day cleared or SCP payments. This feature provides an end-to-end view of the payment flow, including visibility of any fees and charges, and note that tracking fee and fee information depends on updates being provided by all banks in the payment chain. Only SWIFT compliant banks are required to send real-time updates on the payments that they process. So select a transaction to view the details, and in the top left, you can see the current payment status. So for our example, this transaction is marked as completed. Other possible status types include in progress, and this may mean the payment is still in transit to the beneficiary, or it has been sent to a non-SWIFT compliant bank. Or rejected. The payment has either been rejected by a correspondent or a beneficiary bank. For this example, we are viewing it is an international payment, and key payment details, including the payment start date and any cumulative deduction charges, are shown along each intermediary bank. For completed payments, towards the bottom, the final destination is indicated with a green tick alongside the date the payment was credited to the beneficiary. And if required, this SWIFT payment tracking information can be downloaded to a PDF. Another way to reduce errors and avoid misdirected payments is to validate beneficiary details before a payment is created or uploaded. And in Australia, this can be done using Confirmation of Payee, and India through Beneficiary Account Name Lookup. We recommend incorporating these checks into your internal processes, particularly for new or updated beneficiaries, before you update your accounting system or creating payments. If you process payments by file upload, I strongly recommend incorporating the creation or update of the beneficiaries in ANZ Transactive Global before you upload your file. Let's now bring this to life by creating a new beneficiary in ANZ Transactive Global and exploring the Verify Beneficiary Details steps. So navigate to Payments from the main menu, and then select Beneficiaries submenu. This Beneficiaries allows you to create and manage your stored beneficiaries, including approving, editing, deleting, and rejecting. And this screen displays key information such as the beneficiary name, address, account details, and beneficiary bank information. To create a new beneficiary, click New from the control bar. If required, select a division and then select your region and payment type. So for this example, I'll be selecting Australia and BSB and account number. Enter the beneficiary's name and account details. And you will notice the Verify Beneficiary Details button. Click this and a few seconds the outcome will display. For this example, the result shows a match, and in Australia for a match result you will also be provided the account name. And it's important to confirm any difference with the intended recipient, as an incorrect payment can be difficult to retrieve. At this point you can click Save, and for anything other than a match you can make the required changes or click Cancel. Confirmation of Payee helps ensure you're working with validated details and making informed decisions before authorising payments. Do you regularly create manual payments to the same beneficiaries? If so, this is an area where we often see avoidable errors and rework. Instead of re-entering the same payment details each time, you can create and save a payment template, which helps reduce manual entry, improves consistency, and lowers the risk of incorrect details being submitted. To view or create templates from this payments menu, select Templates. And this screen displays all previously created templates. To create a new template, click New, then select the relevant payment type. Complete the Create Payment details as you would if you were creating a payment. Add the required beneficiary or beneficiaries, and if needed, you can enter a payment amount, but you can leave this blank. Once complete, submit the template, and the template will follow your usual approval workflow and will appear in your list of templates in a pending approval status. Once it's been approved, the payment can be created in a couple of ways. You can tick the checkbox for the template, and from the Actions button, select Create Payment. You can right-click on the template, and from the context menu, select Create Payment. You can select the template, and from the control bar, select Create Payment. Or lastly, we can navigate to the Create Payment menu, and from the payment method tiles, select Use Payment Template. Select and search from the approved templates and follow your usual payment creation screens to update fields and submit to ANZ for processing. Payment templates are one of the easiest ways to reduce manual effort, reduce risk, and keep your payments moving with confidence. Many payment delays aren't caused by errors. They are caused by a lack of available approvers or approvals with insufficient permissions. So let's now take a look at how you can review approvers and permissions to help keep your payments moving. To understand who your current approvers are and what permissions they hold, the first step is to run a user summary report. And this report provides details for users, including their assigned roles and credentials. So from the administration menu, click Reports. Then click New. Select User Summary Report Type, and then select the file type and language. If required, you can also select a file name prefix and encoding. Click Add to select the users you would like to include in the report, or select All. Click Run Report Now to run the report, and the report will be available in your Downloads folder in the bottom left of the screen. After reviewing this report, you may identify a need to either create additional users or to extend permissions to existing users. And I would now like to walk you through adding or amending permissions to a user. So again, from this administration menu, select User Management. An administrator can select the user and click Edit. Scroll down to the User Permissions field and select Add Permissions. In this example, I will add the Approve role to this user to boost the number of approvers. So navigate to the Approve role, select it, and click Continue. You can now apply settings to this role. So for example, you can select the required division and the payment types and purpose fields, selecting between standard or payroll, or both. If required, you can enter payment limits to be applied to each payment type. And please note that if these fields are left blank, this indicates that there is no approval limit. Review the remaining settings, make the required changes, and click Save. And a pop-up will appear confirming the permission we are adding to our user. Click OK, and if required, you can add additional permissions and then click Save. The changes will need to be approved as per your authorization model before being updated. And it is important to ensure you have enough payment approvers to cover planned leave or situations where someone may unexpectedly leave the organisation. If you are a payment approver, it is important to stay informed about payments that require your action, and this can be done by enabling notifications and alerts. Navigate to your user settings, which presents as your initials in the bottom left, and select Settings, followed by Notifications. Here, you can enable or disable payment or account-related activities. To receive an email notification, slide the toggle to on for the topics that are relevant to you. For example, enabling a transaction that is pending authorization. This means you will receive an email notification each time a payment or a transaction moves into a pending approval status. Any changes made will save automatically. One of the simplest ways to reduce errors and avoid rework is to stay up to date with our latest announcements in ANZ Transactive Global. Each month we publish a monthly announcements article in ANZ Digital Services Help, which outlines new features, enhancements and important updates. And reviewing this regularly can help you understand changes that may impact your payment processes. To view our monthly announcements, let's navigate to ANZ Digital Services Help by clicking the question mark icon in the bottom left, followed by Help Centre. In the popular articles segment, you will find our monthly announcements. Click this and you will find several articles highlighting key changes or new features. You will also notice to the left our previous month's announcements and our archived announcements. Click the logo in the top left to navigate back to ANZ Digital Services Help homepage. Is your office aware of the upcoming ISO 20022 SWIFT changes impacting international payments, real-time gross settlement or RTGS payments, and same-day cleared or SCV payments? Scroll down to Browse by Topic, and on page 2, select SWIFT and ISO 20022 Payment Updates tile. Whether you're making these payments via ANZ Transactive Global, file upload, or directly within the payment screens, or via ANZ File Active, there are changes required. So from the ANZ Transactive Global topic, let's select Beneficiary and Address Book Updates. This will provide more details of what's required from you. In summary, from November 2026, the SWIFT network will no longer accept unstructured addresses, also known as free text address format, in international and RTGS or high-value payment messages. In practical terms, this means key address components must be captured in dedicated fields, which include town, city, and country. And if a payment is missing the required fields, it may be delayed for repair or potentially rejected by ANZ, a correspondent bank, or local market infrastructures. The key takeaway is you need to ensure beneficiary and related party addresses meet the requirements well ahead of November 2026. So please refer to the various articles found here in ANZ Digital Services Help. Let's click the ANZ logo in the top left to navigate back to our homepage. It's worth noting that not all payment delays are operational. In some cases, delays occur when payments are sent using incorrect or fraudulent details, resulting in funds being misdirected and require investigation and rework. To view support materials we have available, from Browse by Topic, select Security, followed by Cyber Security. ANZ's Simplifying Cyber for Business Guide is designed to help business leaders understand cyber risk and take practical, achievable steps to protect their organisation. Always be alert to changes and payment details, requests for personal information or urgency in payment requests, whether by phone, SMS, email or online. Scammers may pretend to be from ANZ, but in a genuine interaction, ANZ will never ask you to share sensitive banking details such as passwords, PINs and codes. Click a link to log into your account, grant remote access to your computer, phone, tablet or any other mobile device, or ask you to transfer money to another account. If something doesn't feel right, remember, pause. Before sharing information, scammers rely on urgency. Activate multiple factor authentication. So for important tools such as remote access systems and resources. Call out suspicious messages. Verify requests using a trusted contact number, not the details provided. And turn on automatic updates. Ensure systems including phones, laptops, servers, virtual private networks and firewalls are updated with the most recent security patches. So this brings us to the end of our Keeping Payments Moving in ANZ Transactive Global training webinar. On the page I'm displaying is a list of our upcoming webinars together with a QR code to register for these events. A reminder that a recording of this session as well as the question and answers will be added to ANZ Digital Services Help in the coming days, should you wish to revisit or share with colleagues. And you can get to ANZ Digital Services Help by scanning the QR code currently on screen or clicking the question mark icon next time you are signed into ANZ Transactive Global. I hope this session has been of value and we look forward to you attending our future ANZ Transactive Global training webinars. Thank you.